Hello, welcome to my video looking at Crash magazine. This is issue 36 from, God, it's hard to read that bit. It is January 97, I think it is. But obviously it's a good Christmas special here. I'm going to more or less get straight into it because obviously this is a thick issue, just short of 200 pages. Obviously, I'll be honest, I'm doing this in June, so nowhere near Christmas. But yeah, we can still look back at old Christmas magazines, despite it being summer. It's not exactly cracking the flags outside. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Like I say, there's so much to cover in these Christmas issues. I don't just want to waste it on waffle for once. So, Crash. This is basically Christmas 86 going into 1987. So, been going now three years more or less, and this is probably going into the heyday of Spectrum now as we're entering 87. So again, you're going to find quite a lot of colour. The magazine's found its feet. Starting off with, again, as always, a couple of adverts. Who've we got? Just Roger Keane, Ollie Frey, and Franco Frey, the publishers. Just having a quick look at Graham Kidd, editor, and then staff writers Lloyd Mangan, Hannah Smith. So yeah, if it's again, let's get straight into the games. So I'm just seeing if there's any other names that I recognise there. There wasn't really anyone jumping out, Graham Kidd is someone who I'd have loved to have spoken to because he worked on so many key magazines. Sadly, I think he did pass away a few years ago now. I do apologise if I've got that wrong, but I'm sure like when I've done like research for possible guests, I did find that out. But anyway, let's move on to happier things. So let's have a look. I'm just gonna look for, again, we all seem to this is like CVG as well, start off with reviews really early. So let's see what's here. They Stole a Million. So this was sort of like a strategy game, is it? Wow, I've never ever played. Got a good review though, 85%. And then an adventure game for Eidolon, 76%. So obviously you see a dragon on there, so obviously fantasy RPG type thing. Again, I'm just going to try and look for the big things that I actually recognise, because again, I don't want to just waffle on about things I'm not too sure about. So again, more adverts here. The Great Escape 3D isometric title. We have got a big review here, a massive 2 or 3 pages on Starglider. Now, I mentioned this in the latest Pixel Addict. We spoke to Jez Sam, who made Starglider, and he worked on the Commodore 64 version of Elite, and obviously on the condition that it helped get Starglider to market. That was for obviously Commodore 64. This is for Spectrum. They've given it 95% though, and 97% for a second opinion, which is absolutely amazing. I'm sure the Atari ST came with Starglider 2, maybe. I'm sure there was a sequel anyway. Again, never played this one. Nosferatu. Don't know if any of you guys have. Actually, looks interesting. I don't think I've ever heard it really mentioned, but 91%. So again, Crash Smash. And then what else have we got? Space Harrier. Yay, a game that I do know. Because again, had so many home conversions. Obviously the arcade game. Whenever I go to gaming events, I still play it, especially when it's a sit-down cab. 77%. do you know what? It doesn't look terrible, bearing in mind, we can only do so much with colours, but you can all make out what that is. The big dragon at the end of level 1, shooting rocks and things like that, so it's not bad at all, really. In fact, what do we give for graphics? Oh, 78%. Yeah. Maybe they don't look so great when they're actually scrolling. So, I will carry on because I don't want to just spend too much time on each page because there's so many of them. Never played this. I've heard it mentioned a lot. Contact Sam Cruz. If any Spectrum fans can tell me if this is worth giving a try. I mean, obviously it's got another good review. Like I say, with this being the Christmas issue, obviously the software companies want to put out the big titles. They've given it 93%, another crash smash. Here we have got Rogue Trooper. Now I'm pointing this out for a quick reason. Rogue Trooper, I think, had a few different games. They've given it again 70%, but I've had sent in for Pixel Addict a feature looking back at 2000 AD games. So that will, well, I know that one is featured. So it'll be interesting to see what Chris says about that, in the actual piece. I've not had a chance to have a proper look at it just yet. We have got here Lloyd Mangum's forum. I'm not going to start reading out a load of letters. Excuse me. So we have got three pages of letters, and this is like one of the things that I always still love reading. When I look back at these old magazines, I'm not going to start doing it now. Although I might do one video, just going through a few magazines, highlighting a few letters, and just doing like 20 minutes, through several issues, and this time I'll have to get out the old post-it notes and just read out a few interesting letters and see what people are actually saying back then, because some people, they've got opinions, and I suppose at the time, they sound just totally fine. But as we know, things like the Atari Jaguar didn't always, end up well, and some people are quite disgruntled writing into some of these magazines. But anyway, that's the one for down the line. We've got a competition here, Football Fortunes. So, 2-page spread. Win 25 copies of Brian Clough's Football Fortunes. There's also a suitcase of pennies, it looks like. £1,500, which I tell you what, I bet that's quite a lot of money then. I mean, we're going back 28 years, And what else? We've got a look back at 1986. Again, I used to really like these because I know Games Master magazine, after its first year, they did one. They eventually knocked it on the head. But I think it's just good to see what was happening each month, like in just a few different pages. I'm not going to show every single page here. But hang on, I'll just go to this one. So again, showing all the covers, telling you about the big stories, big reviews, things like that. Obviously, if you bought the magazine every month, it might seem a bit pointless, a waste of a few pages. But when you've got 180 pages, you can't really complain, can you? We have got some pixel artwork here as well. Jason Voorhees down there, who was on the cover of Crash. And what else? We've got Dark Scepter, a Shuttle, Garfield. Quite apt, really, after just went watching the new Garfield film recently. That doesn't look too bad, does it, really? I know it's not in colour, but obviously Garfield comic strips were really popular back in the time, and also the Garfields that you put in your car window. So, let's have a quick look, see if we can find the charts and stuff. Oh, we've got some serious software pages here for those that want to play music with your Spectrum. I've mentioned that your Sinclair used to obviously cover quite a bit of stuff with Phil South. So obviously now Crash making sure that they cover it as well. We've got another Crash competition. Go flying with Durell, win a radio-controlled aeroplane. That's not a bad prize, you know. Obviously popular again at the time. And again, mentioned Road Trooper before. Here we've got Judge Dredd, done by Melbourne House. Never played it though, you know. Let's have a quick look. Another competition. I do love some of the artwork, you know, like I know Crash is known for that, and you know we mentioned Ollie Frey so many times, but it's just great to see these little doodles at times as well, you know. So like even not just a cover artwork, some really nice stuff inside. They sold 1 million free with Fighter Pilot, Kung Fu Master, Rambo, and Ghostbusters. Not a bad compilation. And another competition. God almighty, where are they getting all this stuff on? Win a Walkman, win a bike. These are very, very 80s prizes, but quite cool as well. And then, what else have we got? Oh my God. See, they know it's Christmas. Gremlin Games, also massive competition here. I mean, 2-page competition from a software house. So what are they actually giving away? First prize, a Philips MIDI compact disc hi-fi system. That'd be really good at that time. I mean, I got my, you know, stereo, I think 1990, 1991. And then second prize, the Ghetto Blaster. And then we've also got 25 runners up who can choose one Gremlin graphics game. Not bad. Okay, what else have we got here? Game advert and also Crash clothing, baseball caps, binders, things like that. What else have we got? Hannah Smith's playing tips, eventually done by Nick Roberts. And then what else? Get some giant posters of Ollie's artwork. That's pretty cool. Again, iconic, absolutely iconic. We've got maps for Scooby-Doo, maps for Great Escape. The playing tips really do go for a long time. Another competition, win 30 copies of Road Trooper. We have got Ultimate Play the Game Jetman comic strip. Then what else? Again, the comic strips were a popular choice, you know, in magazines back then. More competitions. This is absolutely crazy how many competitions there are. We have got the charts. Finally found the charts here. So, Hotline Top 30. Spread over 2 pages. Let's have a quick look. So this is Christmas 1986. So I was, what, 7 then? We've got Ghosts and Goblins, Paperboy, Bomb Jack, Commando, Quasatron, don't know what that is, but it's by Hewson. Jack the Nipper, Elite, Light Force, Dynamite Dan 2, and Batman. So most of those, especially the top ones, you know, like arcade conversions, you know, we talked about this before. People wanted to play these arcade games, you know, in their own home. A lot of the time they weren't as good, but you know, the sort of like pull of them was still there. And then what else have we got? I am just going to whiz forward a little bit. Now, I shared this picture before on my Twitter account. We have got the games reviewers from Amtix, Crash, and Zap, and they're all having a face-off. So we've got Gary Penn and Jazz Rignall there, who jump out at me. And they've got a load of games challenges to see who is the best games player. And who was it? It was between Jazz and Gary. But yeah, I'm just going to show the last page there. If that's all right, I'm going to show both in a minute. The ones before it as well. You listen to me waffle on about adverts enough. So let's have a quick look. it's not that glamorous to look at, but they're showing like the games there that they've all played. You know, get points for a win. You know, we've all been there on games nights with your mates. So Full Throttle, Saxion, Zeno, Cobra. They've all been shoot 'em ups and shooting games. And what else have we got? We've got a look at Denton Designs, who are quite a local, local to me, software house. I think it was up in Liverpool. And then who else have we got? Steve Kane, John Gibson, Roy Gibson. Win another software bundle. Win. Oh no, it's not a win one. This one, I thought it was for a joystick there. And then what else have we got as we start getting towards the end? Again, try and keep an eye on the time so don't go over too much. Quite good to see this. This is something that we like having in Amiga Addict, and something that we do need a bit more of. Tech tips. So, all the serious stuff at the back of the magazine, making sure that all Spectrum owners are catered for. A few pages of tech tips as well there, so we're not just ignoring it. And then again, we have got another advert, this time Bombjack 2, and also the adventure pages. Again, a mainstay of mags back then, even with things like ST Action when I started buying that in '89. You know, it got what was it called? Boggett's Dungeons, something like that off the top of my head. But again, that had like 3 or 4 pages. Went away for a little bit and then we bought it back. You know, same with Amiga Action as well. So there's a game here, Jewels of Darkness, done by Rainbird. And we gave that 94%. So quite a strong review there. Again, seems to be, you know, sport for choice in this issue of Crash for highly rated games. And then we've also got another Crash competition, Weekend in France. Well, Paris, which I know is in France. God, that's really, really good. Honestly, like the amount of competitions they've had in this magazine is crazy, you know. Well, the front cover, £9,000 worth of prizes to be won. Probably is about right. That was an advert there for a few arcade conversions by US Gold. And then we have got, what else? Let's see if there's anything else. Advert here for Hacker 2. And then we have review for a game called Adventure by Gremlin. I've never played that Hacker 2. Almost at the end now, last few pages. Let's keep an eye on the time, trying to keep to a 20-minute limit. And then again, Tarzan Deep Strike, 78%. Well, there's nearly everything is rated highly. And then we've also got an inside look at short-lived lifestyle magazine, LM. Chris Wilkins was selling a few of those recently. Not one I ever read. Not one you see much of it either. You know, so it's obviously having a look at all the people involved. Barnaby Page, someone I'm friends with on Facebook. Maybe it's worth speaking to him to obviously have a walk down memory lane. And then we've also got Marble Madness Construction Set review, 61%. My God, quite low. Because like I say, most of them have been in the 70s. And that really is it. A couple of previews here. So last page really. Preview of Aliens. Something I did play on the Amstrad. And that's about it. On the back, Space Harrier and Scooby-Doo. So lots in it. I mean, how much was that? £1.95. So yeah, obviously a bit more with it being a double issue, really. Anyway, just obviously want to have a quick look at that. Thank you so much for watching. and I'll see you soon. I don't know what I'm going to cover next, but I still need to cover some console stuff. All right, see you later. Bye bye.